I recently realized that I somehow have a to-do list for my entire life. Obviously, I have one for work. Then I also have one for my health, the books I want to read, the workouts I want to do, the people I need to text back, the trips I want to go on, financial goals I want to reach, or the hobbies I want to get better at. I even caught myself putting relax on my to-do list over the weekend. Then I started to think, when did my life become all about managing and optimizing for it? Then I realized maybe we're not always exhausted because of how much work we have to do. Maybe we're actually exhausted because we took the mindset we use at work and brought it into our everyday life. Think about it. We no longer just go for a walk. We go to get 10,000 steps. You're not just reading a book anymore, you're reading towards your Goodreads goal for the year. You're no longer working out just because it feels good to move your body. You're following a program, you're tracking calories burned, protein goals, or tracking your Aura Ring sleep score and recovery. You pick a new hobby, and within 5 minutes, your brain immediately goes to, how can I become better at this? Or can this become a side business that I'm working on? And you plan a vacation and somehow it becomes like a military mission where you have to see every important spot, you have to eat at the restaurant recommendations you found online, and you shouldn't be wasting a second of your PTO while on vacation doing something that isn't planned. And even relationships can start to feel like that, constantly thinking how you need to be making plans with your friends. You have to try to be more intentional about organizing something. You're thinking how you should be better at keeping in touch. And none of these things are bad at all. That's what actually makes it so sneaky. Individually, all these things can genuinely make your life better and feel good. When every single aspect of your life becomes about tracking how you're doing, improving, feeling like you're accomplishing something, your entire life starts to feel a little bit like work. And I think millennials are particularly good at doing this to ourselves. For most of our life, there was always the next thing we're trying to get to. Do well in school, go to college, get a good degree, find the job, get the promotion, make more money, get the financial independence. There were clear milestones that were telling you you're doing well in life and you're progressing towards something bigger. And then eventually you reach this weird stage of adulthood where no one is really handing you a roadmap of how to live life anymore. So I think a lot of us then just make one. Now, instead of getting good grades or promotions, we're tracking how many steps we're getting or how many calories we're burning. Because for us, progress feels good. Progress almost feels safe. If you're doing something that you can measure, you feel like you're doing the right things you're supposed to. And I say this as someone who genuinely loves to set a goal. I like being promoted. I like feeling accomplished. I love having things that I'm working towards. I'm writing a book right now. I'm working on this YouTube channel and trying to grow it. I care about my career and I care about my health. So I don't think the answer is to just suddenly throw away every goal we ever set and just float through life and not really care about anything. But lately I've been thinking how not every single part of our lives needs to be leading us towards something next. I noticed this even with the things that were originally supposed to be my escape from trying to reach some sort of achievement. I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to do something creative. Then I naturally started to think about my subscribers and how many views I have and how can I see what performed well or how can I optimize for my videos. It also made me realize that it's so easy to take something that you were doing that made you feel so alive because it wasn't tied to some sort of achievement and then slowly start attaching expectations to it. And maybe that's the part that we need to protect. Maybe we all need at least a few things in our life that are literally not going to lead us to something else. A hobby that you're not trying to master. Going on a walk where you don't care about how many steps you're getting. Maybe you take an art class and be just an average painter. Maybe you knit something really ugly, but you just enjoy the process of knitting. Because I realize there's a difference between building a life and optimizing for one. And I think somewhere along the way, we blurred the line between those two things. We thought that if something feels good, we should have more of it. If something mattered, we should improve on it. If we love something, maybe we should turn it into something bigger. And I think that's the shift I'm trying to make for myself now. Not to become less ambitious or give up on my goals, just being more selective on which parts of my life actually need to have a goal attached to them. Because if my job has KPIs and my finances have KPIs, and then somehow my hobbies and my friendships suddenly have KPIs attached to them, then when exactly am I off the clock? So maybe the goal, no pun intended, isn't to live a perfectly optimized life. Maybe it's to build a life where some things are productive, some things move you forward, some things you are incredibly ambitious about, and some things are just yours to enjoy. No outcome, no next level, no gold star at the end, or a participation trophy for us millennials. Just doing things that you enjoy doing because it's fun in that moment. Because maybe a good life isn't one where you feel like you need to constantly be progressing in it. Maybe some parts of your life are just supposed to be lived.